Yes, I have the demonstration labeled alternator out again. It's the last video on this truck. I think video number 5 in the abandoned to working CUCV 1008.5 saga. I was same spot with this alternator, saying I'm testing here. I got no power here, but we're good there. And when I unplugged, this is the exciter wire, this is the power wire, or the sensing wire for the alternator. And I unplugged it from the alternator. And with the key on, we had voltage on the exciter wire. We didn't get when it was plugged into the alternator. I went to the alternator. Alternator's bad. Bad alternator. You ever heard the phrase, someone's forgotten more than you know about something? I guess I'm that way now. I should know better. In that number 5 video, I mentioned when I had the plug unplugged and I was getting 11.9 volts at the exciter wire with the key on, it had no polarity. It wasn't positive, it wasn't negative. And I was like, it should be a positive. It shouldn't just be there. Electricity has to go somewhere. It can't just sit. And that's been bugging me. But I moved on to okay, we got to get the dash right because the exciter wire, the alternator 2, the passenger side alternator, the exciter wire takes a very tortuous path. It goes from, first off, you have 12 volts and 24 volts going to this exciter wire. The very bottom plug on the fuse panel, bottom fuse on the fuse panel, is the 24 volt. And that sends power that eventually ends up at the exciter wire. But first it goes through the bulb and the dash. That's why I started doing the dash. I've not installed that yet because I was doing that. I got all ready, but I wanted to keep on cleaning stuff up. And there's a diode for the exciter wire path. And then it goes out and goes over here to this. But I was getting voltage, but no polarity to it. So I was thinking, okay, that light bulb must be burned out or not connected. That's got to be where it goes. Or fault in the alternator. I swapped alternators. Same thing. No difference. Known good alternator. I tested. Did a video about testing with a drill. And makes voltage. It's still on there. Still hooked up. So I was checking the wire, and one thing with the CUCV wiring is you want to pull everything apart, clean it, put it back together again. I was doing that. Let me see if let me show you what I found, and then I'll show you what the cause is of the next issue. All right. So we're up here. As I've mentioned many times before, positive from the front battery, which is alternator 1, ends up going to the negative of the back battery. The 12 volt power for the truck is drawn from here. Not from over here at the front battery, it goes from there. And you trace the red wires across. One goes to the glow plug relay. One goes to what Chevrolet or the manuals call engine wiring harness block. Yes, this thing right here. And if you watched my videos before, there was a big piece of tape right there. So yesterday I was like, I'm going to go ahead and fix this. I don't want to short something out. While I was doing that, I realized this is not a fusible link. And there's a burned wire right here. And then I looked. I was actually looking at the glow plug circuits. And I'll get to those in a different video, but we got loose wires down here. 2 wires with terminal ends on that go nowhere. It's like, And obviously the glow plug relay, the resistor, I actually moved it from this truck just so I wouldn't get in the way, is wired wrong. And the 2 red wires on the glow plug, that one and that one, those go to a switch. They just bypass everything. There's no glow plug controller. But look behind those wires. This is the problem, I think. Look back in here. Look at these wires. There's a fusible link that's all burned up. at least one, if not two. Here's one, it's all burned up. It's just gone. And here's the wire that's supposed to go to. Just open. I got to redo all those fusible links. Now, those fusible links, there's supposed to be 4 fusible links going into that. I count 1, 2, oh, I guess there is 4. Actually, there should be 5 going in there. Maybe even 6. But those fusible links, that is the heart of the charging system. Now, I should have known this because I made the charging system on my 715. I purposely put a CUCV electrical system into another military truck that didn't start out with it. I know, I'm just an idiot. So, driver's side alternator, alternator 1. B+, which is the screw right here. And this, you see all that? Let me zoom in. And I'll just talk it through this way. B+ on the driver's side alternator. This comes from the engine wire and harness block where I just showed you. One of those fusible links is this wire. Okay? The exciter wire comes straight from the fuse panel. Same circuit as the heater fan. So if you've ever had your heater fan on, you turn the truck off and the truck kind of winds down. Dunk, 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 dunk. Instead of just turning it off, because the exciter wire comes from the heater fan. Terminal 2 here goes back to the engine wire and harness block. The diamond-shaped thing on the firewall I was just showing you. Same place this goes to. So that's 2 of the fusible links on there. Now, we get to the other side, the passenger side alternator, alternator 2. Here's where it gets kind of tricky. Terminal 2, this one, comes from, I'll show you on the firewall here. Go back to non-zoomed. Non-zoomed. This 24-volt bus bar here, these wires right here. One of those is terminal 2 from the passenger side alternator. Okay? Here's where it gets really weird. The exciter wire, as I said, already talked to you, it comes from a relay under the dash next to the starter relay, next to the STE ice port down underneath. I knew all that. But what I'd forgotten is where this wire here comes from. The negative for alternator 2. The negative for alternator 2, it's the positive for alternator 1. This one here goes to the engine wire and harness block. So the fusible link for this, alternator 2, alternator 1, right here and here. So that's 3 alternator wires between the 2 alternators going to that engine wire and harness block. The negative. I'll bet that's the burned up one on the firewall. So I'm going to redo all the fusible links. All right? Does that make sense to everybody? Or is it just clear as mud? I don't know. But I have my shrink to fit. I love these things. What are they called? Solder seal wire connectors. You put them in, use the heat gun. And I have 12 gauge fusible link wire. I'll replace all those. Heat gun, terminal ends, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go through and do all that. I'm going to replace them all. Put fusible links back where they're supposed to be. And I'll put links in the description to all these pieces. But hopefully, I don't think this is going to get rid of my short. But hopefully this will make the second alternator charge, or at least attempt to charge. Because I haven't tried hot wiring it. Well, with the power probe, I would hit positive voltage here, and the alternator didn't kick in because it wasn't grounded. Bat 0 goes to the same spot on alternator 2 that this wire and this wire go to on alternator 1. That wire's not hooked up. I'll report when I figure out what's going on next, but obviously we got glow plug automatic circuit things to do. But that's where we are with the alternators. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it helped somebody.